Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Recently totally copped this look that the Pixiwoo ladies created. Actually, Nick from Pixiwoo did this look to emulate a Cheryl Cole look, who I had no idea who that was. I just thought that the look was absolutely fabulous. I saw their version of it and I thought for sure I'd have to create our own for darker skinned women, and y'all know I love blue anyways, so completely and totally biased. But anyways, this is the look. So anyhow, this is the look. Pretty simple, using a lot of MAC cosmetics. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoy. First, start off with a moisturizer of choice. I'm using the MAC Oil Control Lotion. On top of that, I'm using the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Primer. You're going to be experiencing this one with me for the first time. Ooh, it has a pretty strong smell. On top of that, I'm using my Makeup Forever HD Foundation and the e.l.f. Powder Brush. Just blending that out nice and smooth. Primer did a pretty good job in making that blending easier. Not that it was super hard before, but it's okay so far. We'll see how I feel about it in a couple hours when I'm oil slick all over my forehead. Hopefully not. Now I'm going to fill out my brows. I'm using my Sumita brow pencil. Gonna keep them kind of like a nice rounded arch. And I'm gonna brush them out a bit. I'm going to take a black creamy eyeshadow base. This is by NYX, their jumbo pencil in Black Bean. And actually, the first thing I want to do is put a little bit of concealer on my lids. Just a bit of it. And then on top of that, I'm going to put a little bit of Black Bean. And with that same finger that I was using for the concealer, I'm going to blend that out. And basically that's going to make it so that that Black Bean isn't so harsh. It's going to kind of mix in with the consistency of the concealer. So once you're done blending it out, it should look something like that. I then took Contrast Eyeshadow by MAC and my Sigma E55 shader brush, and I began popping that eyeshadow into the crease area. And then just patting it on, kind of tracing the shape, not worrying so much about blending. Just pat that bad boy on for now, from inner all the way to outer corner. This is a really beautiful color. This is actually one of my favorite blues. And do the other side. Same, we're just patting those. Patting that shadow on and then tracing that crease, which when you do this, it will give you the appearance of more crease and a more sunken in eye, which I think is beautiful, kind of like a heavy lidded eye. I'm going to next take a blending brush. This is the Sigma E45 and start to blend that out. But I'm actually going quite soft with it. I'm almost kind of leaving the harsh lines there. I kind of like the way that looks. And I'm also kind of extending that out past my outer crease to widen the eye. For now, I think that is good. So the next step, Pixiwoo girls had used MAC Reflex Turquoise, which I don't own. So instead, to get a similar effect, I'm going to use my Reflex Transparent Teal glitter by MAC. And I'm just gonna pop a bit of that on the center of my lid. It's coming out way lighter than it actually is in person. It's a little bit more, definitely blends in with the blue a little bit better than this in person. It's putting a bit of that in the center. I'm going to line my top lash line with a black kohl liner. This is pencil, by the way, because I wanted a smudgier look. Over the top of that, I'm going to take my Sigma E15 brush, which is a flat eyeliner brush, and put some contrast on that brush and smudge out that black liner. Add some kohl liner to your waterline. So it should look like that, as well as some of that contrast eyeshadow to our lower lash line. It's going to be a little bit dark underneath the eye. We're going to correct that with concealer. I used MAC Select Cover Up in NW40 in a Sigma 6.5 brush. I'm then going to take a blending brush. I'm going to use my Sigma E35 underneath the eye area so that we don't ruin that eye makeup. So this kind of allows you to really get like underneath the eyes without messing it up. You can go back to your old foundation brush that you used if you need to continue to blend it out with your foundation. Because as you can see, this is a little bit lighter than my complexion, so we're not going to need to set that with a bit of setting powder. The one that I'm using is by Laura Mercier. It's their translucent powder. Going to pop a bit of that on with a latex sponge. Seems to be the only way I can actually put finishing powder in without having it crease. One of the only ways. No, actually this is the only way I can do it. And everything else just doesn't work for me. So I just pop it on first, and then I continue to tap it into my skin. And I'm actually going to put a little bit of that on my nose and forehead too, simply because I get so shiny there, my T-zone area. So this is a great way to like literally lock your makeup in place. And all I'm doing is just patting it on. So this is my favorite makeup look of all. At this point, you should look like this. Take your foundation brush, or actually no, we're gonna leave her alone. I'm gonna take my large powder brush, F20 by Sigma, and just very gently brush that off. Don't be so rough, you don't want to take the makeup off. I'm just kind of lightly flicking it. I'm going to use a pressed powder. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish Natural by MAC. The color that I use is Deep Dark. So just start blending a bit of that powder on the skin. Make sure you get over the top of where we applied our translucent powder. We wouldn't want that showing up in flash photography, so be mindful of those areas. You can also put a bit on your lips. For the lip color we're going to be using shortly, I'm going to use my CoverGirl Queen bronzer with my F25 brush. Just going to give us a nice soft bronzy look versus the harsh contoured like sculpted look I'm used to going for. So you get like a really nice soft bronze look. If you're opting for something a bit more natural, definitely check this brush out. I'm going to use NARS Dolce Vita blush, and that's going right on the apples of my cheeks. Another thing that they did for this look that I really loved is they actually used a bronzer as their crease color, which is something that I love doing, but I've never thought to do a bronzer. I've used like a contour powder, I've used a blush, but never a bronzer. So I want to see how this warm look goes. I'm going to take a bit of that on that Sigma E45 brush that we were just using, and I'm going to lightly blend that into the crease, which is going to come up a bit more red on me than it did on the girls. So it's definitely going to warm up that crease area. Love it. Great crease color, guys. Check that out. Next, you can add mascara. For this particular look, I know I don't need them, but I will be doing lashes simply because it's dark, it's sexy, and I just want to see how they look. So I'm first going to add mascara since we've already powdered up. This is Maybelline Lash Stiletto, by the way. I have decided that I'm going to wear, let's find out, I guess, why not, Adele Wispies. Why not? I'm sorry, Adele, really? Ardell Wispies. going to finish the look off by lining my lips with a dark brown lip liner. I'm using Cork by MAC to prepare for that really soft nude lip we're going to be using shortly. And I'm now applying Flesh Pot lipstick by MAC, which is super light, so I'm going to use sparingly. On top of that, I'm going to use the Viva Glam 5 lip glass. And that's all there is to it. There's the final look. Thank you, Nick, for creating this video, and I hope that all of you guys that want to do this look and see how it looks on dark skin is inspired to do it on themselves. That is pretty much it. Thank you for watching.